memories are still to be had, girl. Like, it's not about going on ski trips in the Alps. I don't even know if that's where you go on ski trips, you know. It's about what can you do with your environment, with the resources that you already have, you know, and embracing that is what I've kind of learned. If you've clicked on this video, you are probably you're probably in a winter funk right now, and you're wanting to get out of it. You're wanting to spruce up your little winter. I've got you. I have got you. I was kind of over being miserable in the winter time, and it was honestly through just being like, okay bitch, like, are you gonna sulk and be miserable, or are you gonna do something about it? And so that's where this little list is coming from. It's just the idea of bringing elements of summer, you know, fun, novelty, excitement into the winter time. We're either gonna like sulk for the next 4 months, or we're just gonna like find ways to embrace it. So a little bit about me: I hate the winter. I legitimately hate that season. Anything from autumn, like it takes one leaf to fall off from the tree and I'm literally, I think it's because I just associate the summertime with so much fun, with freedom, with happiness, with joy, and I associate like the winter time with just like death, depression and misery, which is obviously a little bit extreme, but I don't know, it's just how I'm not really a winter person. My season is summer, my birthday's in summer. I can't like wish away the winter. I mean, it's gonna come whether or not I like it. So this year I was like, okay, as much as it's fun to do things in the summertime, you can't just do all the things that you want to do in the summertime. You know, you may not have the time to do that. I've experimented and I've found that some things are actually more enjoyable in the winter time, just because the season sort of accommodates specific things. And realizing that, bitch, one day in a few months time you'll be outside with your shades and ooh, a bee, bitch. Honestly, this is for my seasonal affective girlies. Like, oh my goodness, like, I'm not diagnosing myself with anything, but the way I just kind of like descend into hellish madness and misery in the winter time is kind of jarring. I mean, it's dark, sunlight, and that whole vitamin D sort of thing, and our moods and everything like that. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so first things first is gather your essentials. What I mean by this is literally base level things, right? Like if we're talking Maslow's hierarchy of needs, like what are the base level things that you need to survive this winter? So for example, is it gloves? Is it earmuffs? Is it an electric blanket? Is it a heater? Is it like, you know, like specific things that will physically accommodate you and will make you comfortable during this uncomfortable time? So yeah, for me it's literally getting my vests, it's changing my wardrobe, it's doing all of those little things. You know, the mindset you have when it's like springtime and you're spring cleaning and all of that stuff, I think doing that for winter can really sort of get you in the mood of things, and it really helps. And I also think winter is much more of like a harsher, it depends who you are, I guess, but it's much more of a harsher season than summer is. So yeah, like get your extra socks, get all the things that you need so that day to day you are not worrying about the misery of having frostbites, you know. Yeah, so number one, gather your essentials. Number two is a turnover of your habits. So you're going to turn over your habits / create new habits. So this is very important because I think when it comes to like literally I will be taking like cold showers until the very last day of summer, you know, like I'm wearing my bikini until the very last day of summer, and being resistant to that change. I think, you know, instead of being like, well, fuck, summer's going away, all of these happy times are going away, and this sucks. I think seeing it as a seasonal opportunity to try new habits, try new things, try new routines, try new schedule, experiment, you know, I feel like that can like change the way in which you go about things. So yeah, turn over your habits or create new ones. Could be like, okay, you're no longer doing cold showers, you're now doing long baths. You are no longer drinking iced coffees, you now make hot chocolates, you know. And it's small things like that that again like make the whole adjustments and the whole experience of the wintertime 10 times better, and that's really helped me. Number 3 is watch beautiful television. Okay, so this is kind of obvious. I know a lot of these things may seem pretty obvious, but again, I just find it a little bit more harder to just like chill and like binge watch shows as opposed to in the winter time when, yeah, like you're sitting, you have your hot water bottle, you have your blankets, you have all of these like things which can make watching TV much more comfortable. And for me, it feels like a whole new thing that I'm adding. So like links into the other tip about like creating new habits and new routines. Like you can definitely, I don't know, like have a breakfast show, you know, have like an evening show, like make it more of a thing. And yeah, again, I guess it kind of like introduces that balance where instead of trying to like do everything in the summertime, maybe reserve all these cool TV shows. Like, oh my god, I would recommend watching shows like there's nothing, like in my opinion, there truly is nothing like watching Game of Thrones, Vikings, shit like that in the wintertime. Take it or leave it, but I think it's just so supreme. It's so supreme, you know. I'm talking about things like that. So yeah, watch beautiful television. Number 4 is read books. So same thing with the television, is just that like obviously you can read in the summertime. I mean, hello. But again, just that whole element of like coziness and warmth and just like snuggling up to a book, you know, especially because it's just like a season. You can have like types of books that you're reading during the season, or one really thick book that you're getting into this season. Could be really, really fun. I read quite a few books: an astrology book, a yoga book, my book about symbolisms, a serial killer book. I just went to the races with the books this winter time, and it was really, really fun. So yeah, grab a book, learn something new. Again, it's inviting that like exciting energy and an element of like fun and wonder into a season that you may associate with like dread and misery. So yeah, read a book, read a good book, share books with friends. It's fun. Number 5, okay, this is kind of a cop-out, but watch beautiful movies. So I think, again, you can go to the movies in the summertime, but like going to the cinemas and stuff, it's just on a whole nother level in the winter time, especially going to like the actual cinema theater. There is such a lovely cinema in Cape Town. It's the Labia Theater. I think that is the best sort of winter activity that you can do, is just like going to the cinema with a friend, alone, or even like hosting movie nights or a movie date. You know, I feel like the vibes for Netflix and chilling are really for the winter time, you know, and it can be really, really fun. Whereas like in summer, you're probably like, I don't know, hiking a mountain or like swimming or suntanning, whatever it is, you know. I think as well, for me, all of these like books, movies, and TV shows are like a good form of escapism, you know, in the healthier sense, where it's like, girl, I don't really want to be here while it's 9 degrees. or whatever the weather is, just like too cold for me to even think, it is kind of nice to just like escape into this like movie land of films. And I don't know, maybe you decide to again like watch movies that are kind of like for the season. I don't know, Harry Potter. I've never watched Harry Potter. Wintertime, I've now like put in as the time for me to just like delve in and watch my movies. I mean, I'm gonna be indoors anyway. You will not catch me, unless I have to be, obviously, just roaming around outside, unless I'm trying to get like warm. But I'm digressing. Watch beautiful movies, go to the cinema, watch them with your friends and family, make it a great time. Speaking of friends and family, number 6, go to attend family gatherings and cook and eat and experiment different sort of like hearty familial meals. Okay, that was a mouthful. Basically, number 6, go to as many family gatherings that can be, and eat and cook food. That's it. Go to as many family gatherings as you can and eat and cook as much food as you can with your loved ones. Family gatherings could be your literal family or like your chosen family. Again, there is nothing like huddling up. We don't usually huddle, but like, I don't know, gathering with your loved ones and eating and sharing a meal and cooking, that is so heartwarming about doing that in the colder months. You know, you just get to be all warm and cuddly. So don't, even if you really do not feel like it, accept that invitation. You know, go out and be with people. I know there's an inclination to just wanna stay in the bed and not want to do anything for like the next 3 months. Very much understandable. I mean, just think about it, you know, like after, like seasonally, autumn has happened, you're harvesting all your fruits and veggies, you know, it's time to cook that up and eat it up and nourish your body that is going to be going through this kind of like cold and dark time. It really is important to take care of yourself physically, mentally during this time, especially if you are an individual who does get like affected by it within your moods. It can be really helpful to see a familiar face and to just like connect with people during this time. Number 7, okay, this one's kind of like, girl, what? But take baths. Actually, I could actually go on about this forever. You guys, taking baths is so supreme. And I don't mean like cleaning yourself, but like taking like luxurious baths, you know, like you can do the most, you know, with your Epsom salts, with your bath oils, with your whatever, you know, just like go all out, bath bombs, rose petals and shit. But what I say this is there are actually so many benefits to taking a bath, aside from just like getting clean. I also find that it's less disgusting to take a bath in the wintertime because, I don't know, you're not like laboring under the sun all day, just like in general, and you're less sweaty and like icky and gross. At least that's the case for me. I'm just like I'm like icing up, you know. So the bath is such a good way to actually like defrost, to literally thaw the fuck out. Yeah, when I'm in university, I actually don't have the luxury, and where I stay, I don't really have the luxury of bathing as much because my bath's here at home. But I do indulge in like really long hot showers. It's also such a good way to introduce mindfulness into your life, I find. Soaking in the bath, chilling in there, just being alone with your thoughts, being alone with yourself, possibly reading in the bath, watching your televisions, or you see, like, you can do a lot in the bath. Also just a good way to just like think and meditate and manifest and just be one with yourself. The water is also very, very calming. I'm reading a lot about this whole idea of intention, you know, like what is your intention when you're doing something, and having an intention when you are doing something can be a game changer in how your present moment is, how you experience things, how your day goes, you know. And so if you run a bath and you intend to relax and you intend to defrost and you intend to, you know, have this little moment of self-care, it's a game changer, and it really could help get you out of that funk. And in a way, like, all of these things are kind of like romanticizing the misery, romanticizing your day-to-day life, and it really does work. Number 8, catch as much daylight as possible. Oh my goodness, literally, it is crucial. I mean, there's studies that, you know, there's scientific studies that backs this, just about the sun and vitamin D and it helping with your mood and your melatonin and your sleep. And so when it's further away from the earth, I guess, right, in the colder months, that's why we are likely to experience all of these like mood instabilities, you know, a decrease in like happiness and like a shift, and like a shift in our sleep habits. Like, I think there is that like direct correlation. Obviously you can take your like melatonin and your vitamin D, but you guys, there's nothing like standing in the sun just for like a few minutes as well. That also again like introduces that whole defrosting, defrosting, mood boosting situation. See when the sun is at its zenith. I don't even know if that's the right word, but if it's like at its peak, up and shining bright, and kind of like ritualize it, be like, okay, I'm gonna go read my 5 pages outside, I'm gonna have my cup of tea outside, I'm gonna, you know, even if it's like for 2 fucking minutes because the cold is just terrible, get some sun, chill by a window that's by the sun. It's very important to be intentional about the sunlight that you're getting, because I feel like it really can feel like actual depression when you haven't been outside, when you haven't gotten any sunlight, when you're not being intentional about even the little bit of sunlight that you can possibly get. So catch as much daylight as you can. Your day will feel better, your mood will feel better, you will feel better. I don't know, maybe it can be an opportunity for you to catch a little bit of a tan, get some sunlight, be a little bit sun-kissed. You know, you don't have to deprive yourself, and I'm speaking to myself, you don't have to deprive yourself and just be like, oh fuck this, I'm not gonna be outside, it's just winter, I'm not gonna do anything. You know, allow yourself to enjoy what there is, because yeah, like for me, I can get into this like the sun is just there for decoration, and it's true, like it's literally true. Sometimes the sun is literally just there for decoration and not even doing anything. But just go out and catch as much daylight as you can get is the tip over here. Number 9, go on or plan a trip. So I recently did this, and this was so much fun, because one, again, like I in my caveman brain decided, or like, yeah, just literally decided that fun was only allowed to be had in the summertime, in the warmer seasons, which is like ridiculous to me. Summer equals fun, winter equals no fun. And I kind of, you could possibly call that a limiting belief, to be like, well, that means I'm just not going to even think about or allow myself to have fun in the winter time, to kind of fulfill that prophecy for myself. And that's a joke, right? Like, I think this was the year I was way more intentional about this whole idea of implementing fun into my life and being intentional about it, and not, again, like limiting myself on the premise of a season and not allowing myself to enjoy my life, you know. And I think, again, for me, it was just like, yeah, I probably won't be suns out, buns out, bikini bottom type of fun, but it can be a different type of fun. You know, it can be like a cozy winter wonderland type of fun. And during this trip as well, I was not obviously going to the beach. I actually was, but it wasn't tanning on the beach the whole day. You know, it's different type of fun. There's actually so much to do. We just put limits on ourselves as people, and yeah, I really became acutely aware of that. But like, truly travel, like plan a trip, travel. It could be a mini trip, it could be a large trip, it could be you going out of your town, out of your city, out of your province, out of your whatever it is. You can still do the things that you want to do. It's the same process that happens when you plan a trip in the summertime. You know, things unfold and they happen, and you know, things happen. How to plan things for yourself, I think, is what I'm trying to say. The world does not shut down when it's winter, and I think I definitely know I'm gonna want to hear that when winter does come again, because my mind just kind of like spirals when it's kind of like cold. So plan a trip, it will do you wonders. It will definitely invite a sense of fun, wonder. Memories are still to be had, girl. Like, it's not about going on ski trips in the Alps. I don't even know if that's where you go on ski trips. You know, it's about what can you do with your environment, with the resources that you already have, you know, and embracing that is what I've kind of learned. 10. The last one is go inward and pause. I'm going to say that again. Go inward and pause. This one is very, very important, and I think honestly, it's the reason why I even came to all of this stuff, is because like seasons are obviously physical, but I think they can also be like a metaphor for a different time of your life. For example, you can have a summer season in your life, you know, a season where you're accomplishing things, where you're going out, meeting people, you're social, you know, you're doing a lot. There's a lot of energy, you know. And a spring season in your life could be a time of rebirth, renewal, regeneration, and autumn as well, you know, harvesting, taking inventory of what you've grown, what you have in your life. And I think for me, time is like a time of hibernation, of being alone, of processing things, of taking inventory, of reflecting on the warmer times, on what you experienced in the summer, all the things you've harvested in the autumn time. You know, if you are someone who feels like you're just like on autopilot all the time, it is a good way to kind of like schedule in or check in with yourself every 4 months, you know, and it's like prompted by the weather. So yeah, like for me, winter is like a time of hibernation, of processing, of reflecting, of pausing, you know. Like, I'm not going out as much, I'm not spending as much time outside, I'm not doing the most with my energy, you know. I'm inwards, I'm trying to get the fuck warm and I'm watching my movies and I'm pretty still, and you know, I'm not just going to the beach and doing the most and eating ice creams. I'm slowing down, and I think being mentally intentional about that and aware of that, it allows you to kind of like accept the season that is happening. I mean, honestly, it was through me pausing and realizing that winter is here, winter is coming, winter is here. It was through journaling, writing. I mean, you can do this however you want to, but it was through the journaling and writing where I found out and discovered all of these things that I could do when I am feeling, you know, down and out, and things that I could add into my routine that could make me feel a lot better about myself, and things that I've been wanting to try, been wanting to do, been wanting to change, but really didn't have an incentive for it. So yeah, that pause as well. I've been also implementing a lot of meditation during the winter time, because I feel like things are just so still, you know. Whereas, I don't know if this is just like for me, but like in the summer there's a bit of like a restless energy, you know, just like this warm, restless, busy energy, where the winter it's kind of like silent and still, and the animals are hibernating. And I think it's a good metaphor or a good opportunity for us as people to be like, okay, let me take inventory of my life, let me look inward and pause, let me self reflect and self-reflect. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. 10 things to sort of help you get out of a winter funk. Hopefully that helped. It has been quite fun seeing how I've made myself adapt and change and all of those things. Were there hard days? Yes. Will I always prefer the summer over the winter time? Always. Do I wish that I was a bajillionaire so that all I could do is just like chase the summertime and not have to experience winter? 100%. But that's not my reality right now. That's not my reality right now, and that's okay. And again, it's about bringing that feeling in so that when you are a millionaire bitch and you do have the opportunity to chase summer, you're not too busy being miserable in the winter to even think about doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I was just not wanting to even like accept that it was winter, that even if I had $1 bajillion to sail around on a cruise ship and chase summer, I was just like, it's winter, so I might as well not do anything type of mentality. And that just not good, baby. We don't endorse that over here. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the new subscribers and the new watchers. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.